Hey everybody, it's Frank Glab here with eXp Realty, and I have my friend and my go-to loan officer, branch manager, Tim Hart with Van Dyke Mortgage
What's up,
with
buddy?
me.
Thanks for having me.
Hey man, thanks for coming.
Yeah, dude.
Always a pleasure. I appreciate you coming on. Today we're talking a little bit, and I brought Tim on to kind of have a discussion about this. It's a big thing here in Florida. When DeSantis signed it into law, what was it? It was last year, maybe the middle of
Yep.
last year.
Middle last. Yep.
Middle of last year, the Hometown Heroes program, which is amazing. I think, shout out to DeSantis for doing this, right? So basically, Tim, do you want to touch on it a little bit and kind of give a summary of what the program is and what it's about?
Sure. Yeah, happy to. Thanks again for having me.
Cool.
And I gotta tell you, Frank, you do a great job out here. So keep it up, man. So you're doing good. You're doing good. But yeah, Hometown Heroes it's a pretty amazing program, and we've been pumped to be able to talk about it. And what it is, it's 100% financing for first-time home buyers, and you have to fit a certain occupation. And so how they have it set up is this program is tailor-made for cops or police officers, firefighters, teachers, nurses, and anyone that's like licensed in the medical field. Like, it gets crazy the amount of occupations that can also do it, like dentists, doctors, massage therapists, like anyone basically licensed in the medical field can still take advantage of this program. And what it is, it's a first-time home buyer loan, 100% financing. It's an FHA loan. And how it works is, one of the big caveats, Frank, is you have to be a first-time home buyer. And that rule, first-time home buyer, is you cannot have owned a home and lived in it in the last 3 years.
Okay.
So you could have owned a home like in Chicago somewhere and had it rented out, but lived here for 3 years renting. You can still be a first-time home buyer then.
Oh, okay.
That kind of makes
So
sense?
you can actually own a home. You have to sell that home before.
Nope.
Okay. So you can actually keep that home in Chicago or whatever.
As long as you are not living in it in the last 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's kind of unique, but like if you're down here in Southwest Florida and you sold your house last year and you're looking to buy another one, it's not going to work, right? So it's got to be 3 years of not living in the house that you own.
Yeah. Gotcha. So really, it's not even a first-time home buyer at all.
yeah, right. We say first-time home buyer, but it's a little caveat to it for this one.
Yeah.
But where the rubber meets the road for this loan is how it helps them is they can get up to 5% of the loan amount up to $25,000. And so, example, $200,000 loan, 5%, $10,000. $10,000 can go towards their closing costs and their down payment. Okay, so $300,000 loan, $15,000, right? $400, get it. So like you get $400,000 or $500,000, you're going to max out on what you can get down payment assistance. So 5% of the loan amount up to $25,000.
Well, that's good. Yeah, so it actually covers a little of both if you have that balance of closing costs versus your down payment. You can put the rest of that for your down payment, and that's nice.
Yeah, and the other thing, I misspoke in the very beginning when I said it's an FHA back loan. You can also do VA loans and conventional loans. I don't know why I said FHA up front, but you can do all those loan types with Hometown Heroes. It's not just an FHA loan. I still don't know why I messed that up, but the $25,000, the 5%, the down payment assistance part. How we explain this to people is it's like your rich uncle had is giving you, just say $25,000, and they're saying, hey, go buy a house, pay me back this when you can get it. Because what happens is that money, just say it's $25,000, it's a lien against your house. But it's a lien against your house. It's a 0% loan. You don't, if you get $25,000 from the state, you owe them $25,000 if you sell or refinance. So if you sell or refinance, you owe that money back to the state. Right. At 0% interest.
Okay. Yeah. So in the end, you'll owe that money back. But, by that time, the average well, it's gone up now, but the average average homeowner stays in their home 7 years. I want to say it's gone up to like 12 years now. I think I read an article last a
Yeah.
couple. Yeah. So that, you know, your potentially your equity, and again, we don't have a crystal ball, but the equity in your home could be well above that $25,000, and you just pay that off, and you have the remaining proceeds that would go to you in your pocket. So yeah, that's nice. That's
Well,
nice.
but it's also one of the biggest, issues when I mean, you talk to plenty of home buyers, it's, hey, what's your, do you make enough money? Is your credit score good enough? And like the third part of that is how much money do you have for a down payment?
Right.
And so like this right here really removes one of the main obstacles from them being able to own a home.
Yeah, I mean, especially in this day and age, right? In today's crazy America, where inflation is through the roof. Who's really able to save money when you're paying $8 for a dozen eggs?
Right. Yeah, man.
You know,
Yep.
I know it's hard. It's hard to save. So it's definitely a good thing. And I like the fact that it's for that this before there was always, maybe not always, but there were programs before this program geared towards military, right? With VA.
Mhm.
I think there was some for police officers before this, but this really just kind of pulled a lot more eligible people into it. And now like you said, you got nurses that are able to do it, nurses assistants, anything in the nursing or the medical field really
Yep.
qualifies for it. So that's great. It really opened it up for a lot of people to be able to utilize this program.
Yeah, definitely. And the other part you were mentioning about the eggs and the cost of living, one of the things we preach to our clients is, hey, you're owning a home, that's cool, but we don't want these people owning a home with no savings. Like we don't want
Yeah,
them to be like drain every last dollar they have just to close in this house, right? They're gonna have to move in, something's gonna break, they need something new, they want to replace something, right? And God forbid an emergency happens, they get hurt or some kind of something happens to their house, whatever, you got to have money to fall back on. And this type of loan, which is free money, I shouldn't say free money, but money that they don't pay anything back on,
right.
it's a no interest loan, is there to help with that and allow them to keep money in the bank in case something does happen.
Yeah, it's more or less like a grant that you have to pay the balance off at the end of the no
Mhm.
interest. It's nice. Is there a cap purchase price for that?
The only way it caps is, well, there's FHA has so you have like loan limits, but
Yeah,
what happens though is you have conventional loan limits, FHA loan limits, but what happens is Hometown Heroes has income limits. And so the income limits for two people is like one we're in Lee County. It's different between counties
yeah,
in Florida, but they're all kind of around the same. But ours is like 120 grand a year. And when you think about it, two people working, especially within that field, they may not, they may hit that pretty quick. But like an
mhm,
FHA max loan amount's like 427, 320. And so with those income limits and stuff, like you almost never get up to teetering on those loan limits. But yeah, the loan limits will coincide with conventional loan limits, which right now is 726 200 in 2023. And then you have the FHA at what is 426 something
yeah.
max.
Right. Okay. Uh, well, we kind of covered, I think, the majority of the questions that I had. I know there's we can't sit here and go over all the qualifying positions that
Yeah.
qualify. But what I'll do is maybe I'll attach a link to the site or whatever, if you want to
They
say.
have some good info on there, the Hometown
No.
Hero stuff. We've done videos on it too. So there's a lot of content out there for it.
Yeah, I've seen some of it, and just it's mind-boggling how many people actually qualify for it. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's a
Well,
good
one
deal.
suggestion for anyone watching this for you, Frank, is
Yeah,
I would advise them to apply, whether it's with us or someone else. Make sure that people do this program because not everyone does Hometown Heroes.
right.
But apply and go through the process. Even if you think you can't,
Mhm.
You think, oh, my credit stinks, or I don't make enough money, or whatever, I don't have down payment, or I'll never be able to do it, whatever. You still should apply. You still should try, and then let us or whoever the lender is coach you on what you need to do to get ready to buy. You may not be ready now, but it may be
Yeah.
3 months,
I
6
mean,
months, a year down the road.
if nothing else, you're getting our coaching on what to do to boost your
Absolutely.
credit score, to then eventually maybe in a couple years you'd be able to purchase a home. So yeah, I tell people that too. Just it doesn't hurt to have a professional like yourself go through and run the credit score. It's not going to beat your credit score up, and I know
Right.
you've done videos on that, Tim. It doesn't beat your credit score up like people think it's going to. So yeah, go through the process, see what you can qualify for. You may even qualify for more than you think you do, or maybe
Yeah.
qualify for more than somebody else, another lender told you can qualify for. I've had that happen before too. So yeah, go through the process. If it doesn't work out, then we figure something else out.
Yep. Amen.
Yeah. Yeah. So is there anything else you want to add to this Hometown Heroes program that maybe we didn't cover that I didn't think of? Or
No, primary residences only. But other than that, I think you nailed it. Great content. You're doing a good service to your sphere of influence by putting this content out for them. I hope it
yeah,
helps somebody.
this is such an amazing, and thank you for that. This is such an amazing program. I don't think it gets talked about enough. It did when it first came out, I feel, and then after that, it kind of
Yeah,
fell off the map.
I would agree.
I don't know what it is. It could be political. I don't know, but yeah, definitely a great program. And if you guys, anyone watching this, this video was made in 2023, but DeSantis has already said that he will push and push to have this refunded, as long as people continue to use it. So why not use it? So if you
It's
guys
there
have
for you.
yeah. If you guys have any questions about it, feel free to reach out to me. I can get that question to Tim, and we can kind of see if you qualify for it, see what you can qualify for as far as a mortgage goes. And Tim, I always appreciate it.
My pleasure, Frank. Thank you, man.
A great source of information. You've been in the business for how many years now?
Why you gotta tell me that, man? Since 2001, dude.
Yeah. So you got a wealth of
These
knowledge.
grays, man. That's
Yeah.
2008 right here. Here's Hurricane Ian, and these are my kids. So
Yeah. COVID a little bit right here.
yeah. COVID was easier than the hurricane and kids.
Yeah, no doubt. But I appreciate it, Tim, and thank you so much for the information.
Thanks, brother.
We will have you on again soon.
Thanks, bud. Have a great day.
You too, man. Thanks.
See you, buddy.